So we're walking over to Basak Lane. This is where they're building all this stuff. It's very different during the day. There's like a nice restaurant here that I'm gonna get an English breakfast at it. Can't take 2 steps without getting run over. Oh great, it's so that's the place right there, but I just realized it's going to be beside the buzzsaw the whole time. If I should get go to Mama Wong's instead. Let's just go for it. Maybe they won't be buzzing the whole time. It's called Abode. Alright. Just for one. Can I sit out here? It's a little noisy, but whatever. Hey. Thank you. 1 second. No one's even in the chat anyway. Alright, just had to get my stand out. Oh, I really feel like a coffee. Breakfast platter. I'm gonna get that. $7.50. I want a coffee so bad. So yeah, like usually I do these so people can ask me things if you're considering moving here to be a teacher. There's no one in the chat right now, so when you're watching this later, you can, if you're interested, there's a link in the description to the Tesla course I took, and it's a company that it takes place in the country, or you could do it online at home, but the in-person one in the country is really great. It includes accommodation. You end up making like a group of 10 friends instantly, like other people in your class, and you all graduate together, and then at the end you get lined up with a job placement. That's like the best part. So you can go to the website and read about it, and if you go for it, mention Tom Trips Out, and that helps support the channel. Cheers. It's all booze. There we go. Thanks. If I get this breakfast platter, and Americano coffee. Yeah. Thank you. I guess it's a bad time to do a live. There's still it's been 5 minutes and no one's in the room. I guess in North America it's like 1 in the morning right now. But I thought maybe like the UK or other countries might tune in now and be like, oh, I caught one. My plan today after this is I'm gonna go get a Halloween costume. This Saturday, the 28th, I have a show with my band that's like gonna be a heavy rock show kind of, and it's gonna be, even though it's not the 31st, it's the Saturday, so it's gonna be a big Halloween bash. So we're all gonna dress up, and I don't know what I'm gonna be yet, because it's a little more limited in Cambodia, I think. But I found a place online, it's like a store that sells all kinds of costume stuff, so I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna make a video when I go there. And so yeah, I don't know. I want something that's like full body, huge, like a big, huge banana, but something more original, like a big strip of bacon or something. Or I don't really have a hairstyle either, so when you're trying to like become a character and you're completely bald, that can like ruin the character if the character is not supposed to be bald. You know what I mean? So even though I don't care, but to really become whatever you're dressed up as, I need something either on like a hat, or I need to be a character that is bald, and then I can, if I can find a Star Trek thing, I could be the Captain Picard or something. Craig says, I think they have a big Halloween shop at Aeon. Yeah, that'll be I'll go to Aeon as my plan B. In my experience, like everything's a big rip-off when you go to the mall. I'm sure I'll get ripped off no matter where I go. And I have a feeling like Aeon, it's going to be mostly tiny little kid costumes. This place I'm going to now, it looked like they have adult stuff too. No, but if I go there today and I'm like, oh, this is BS, I'm gonna go straight to Aeon instantly. It'll be part of the video if that place sucks. My first idea was to be Spider-Man, like fully I have to imagine myself on stage. I'm buying it because I'm gonna play a show with my band for a Halloween, like bash kind of Halloween show. Craig says he thinks it's bigger in Vietnam. Yeah, probably. It's getting more and more Americanized too. Like it's growing over here, I think. So we'll see what I find. I also don't want to spend too much on it, because then you wear it for 1 hour, like you wear it for a few hours once a year. And even some accessory that's like a headband where it's like, you know, like an arrow going through your head or something, or see what I find. Nice. I needed you know, some days you really need a coffee. I really felt like having a coffee. Another thing that's really popular in Asia is like anime stuff, and they have a lot of costumes that are way more than in North America, where it's like, you know, the characters from the anime things. I don't really follow anime, so I don't know, but they all come in separate pieces of the costume, so you could there's all kinds of wigs that look like the cool jagged anime hair. And like that could be funny if I'm in the store and you see like the most hilarious, like perfect wig, because everyone knows that I'm bald, so it would be crazy. I'm coming on stage and I have like amazing anime hair and I'm like rocking it. Then you need like something to go with that, I guess. I don't know. I have to like go to the store and see what they got. What's gonna happen is anything that I like is gonna be expensive, and then I'll settle on something else. It's nice here. I'm at a place in Bassac Lane called Abode. There's construction next door, but whatever. I already committed to this plan, so. Whoops. This is usually a really great place, and they have really good food too. It's kind of a little more expensive, but quality. Do you have any questions about teaching? There's only 2 people here, or Cambodia, or me, or. I've got a few more people coming. People have been listening to the videos and showing up. I think I've referred about, for the in-person class, like 5 or people or something like that have now here teaching and have jobs. And then probably more for people that they're doing the course online. And then even some people that they've already were teachers but not in Cambodia and they needed help for the job assistance program. There's also a program just to help you find a job if you already have a TESOL. And so I've had a few people sign up for that too, and it's always smooth process, like great feedback. They're all just, I'm like, how'd it go? They're just like, yep, like everything's as expected. You show up, now I'm working, now this is where I live, and blah, blah. I bump into people sometimes and they're with their friends and they turn to their friends and they point at me, this guy's literally the reason why I'm here right now, and all their friends have never heard of me, but then I'm just like, yeah, thank you. They gave me this big salt thing. I could have crack your own fresh pink salt. Oh man, I really needed a coffee. And yeah, I know I've been slow with videos. Since I got back from the island, I've been kind of taking it easy, and the days have been getting away from me kind of, so I haven't made many videos, but I've been planning, so I have, well, today I'm making the Halloween store video. I'm going to do an apartment tour soon. I'm going to make one about cell phone plans. I'm going to make one about the type of teaching lifestyle you'll have like in Vietnam versus Cambodia. And for either type, whichever is right for you, the TESOL course that I talk about, they offer programs in Vietnam and Cambodia. So I could explain what each is like, and then you could, no matter which one you choose, you could still go through that program. People are writing stuff here. I recently got my TEFL certification and would love to come to Cambodia. I worried I'm too old though. There's no age that's too old. I worked with old people even. There's no age limit. Sometimes people that, like, they retire and move here, like they retire in their home country and they come here, but they would like to keep or maybe they were like a teacher in their home country and they retire, so they're quite old, and then they move here and they continue teaching while they're living here just because they like it. There's no age limit. I know what you mean. You picture a bunch of it's all those young people that they just finished high school and they're doing something for 1 year before they get their life in order, or like 4 years after that they just finished college and they're doing 1 year like to travel or to work abroad for a year. And you're thinking, oh, that's all, they just want bright, young, smiling young people, but it's not totally like that. Those are the teachers that pass through quickly, like that work for 6 months or work for only 1 year. and then they're trying the next country or the next country, or they go back home. The teachers that are actually like the lifer teachers that are there, that have worked 6 years, 7 years, they'll be old. Like, I never asked this guy how old he was, so I bet you he was 65, but I've worked with some old people. Okay, next. Nanaha. Are there opportunities to just assist with English speaking as a volunteer? Yeah, you can. It's called teacher assistant, and I think you do get paid, but it would be very, very little. I'm not even sure, but I think it could be like $200 a month or something, or $250 a month. Oh, I'm getting mosquito bites over here. Oh no, my chat's starting to jumble up again. It was doing that last time. But you cannot teach, right. Sorry if I'm trying to click on it so I can see what you wrote. So Nanahawk had wrote, but you know, to clarify, you can't teach if you have a retirement visa. That's right. You're like not legally permitted to work. If you go for the retirement visa, then you can't get a work permit. You're not supposed to. Like, part of the retirement visa is you're not supposed to be working. Oh, here we go. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. Oh no. So what's happening is when people write something, instead of it getting bumped up in the chat, it's overlapping onto the last person's thing, and then it's like 10 layers of sentences and I can't read it. But I think if I click on it. So Craig is saying, oh, Nanahawk had wrote, the pay doesn't matter so much. If you retire to Cambodia and need something to occupy your time. Yeah, you could definitely, and there's like charities, or what do they call that? NGOs and non-profit organizations, and some of them are religious, some of them are not, and they would love your help. And also animal shelters. Yeah, there's lots of places. I can't see what Craig said. I think... Oh, that's what you wrote before. Okay, check out this food I got. Pretty nice looking. So sausage, bacon, hash brown, 2 eggs, avocado, beans, butter, and ketchup. That's a good chunk of butter too. I only have two of these. It's like one slice of big bread. I can't really read that. It looks like it's Craig's is saying, I think Halloween is bigger in Vietnam. That really sucks that my chat keeps doing that. It's probably because I'm going sideways, which all you guys had requested when I did these lives, like vertical. Everyone was saying, no, go sideways. Oh, wow. That's an amazing sausage. It's really juicy. You know those ones that have like herbs inside of it? But it's not overpoweringly too much herbs. Damn. I hate when the chat does this. Nanahawk, is there a website to see upcoming music events? On Facebook, you can go to Facebook events, and you can probably search the city Phnom Penh. But then, so Facebook events is one place I look. Another place you can look is a website called Leng Pleng. So it's like L-E-N-G and then P-L-E-N-G. Leng Pleng. And it's a guy that runs that place that I keep playing at Oscars. It's the guy who books all the bands there. He runs that website. And he really tries to list a lot of the concerts going on every week. And then they do write-ups and little blogs and articles about different musicians or up-and-coming things. And like about a month ago or less, they did a whole write-up about me, actually. Like they interviewed me and wrote all the answers that I said, like, because I play in like 4 bands, so he never knows that. So like, I'm never responsible for booking the show or something. It's always someone else in the band. So to him, he could book 4 different bands, and every time they show up, I'm one of the people every time. He's like, every time I book some new band, you're the guy, you're playing bass. And then, so I started popping up so much, and I'm pretty good too. So then he was like, did an article. So leg playing. Sorry, I started talking about myself a lot there. People actually use Facebook a lot here for more things than back home. Like if you want to look up a business or its hours or any new information about it, and you go to Google it, that's way less reliable than trying to search it on Facebook here. Like the Facebook pages will be up to date. They said, is the guy running Oscar named Oscar? No, not the guy I was just talking about, but there's another guy, I think he's the owner, and he runs the sound and everything. He really loves running the soundboard when bands play and stuff. And that guy's name's Oscar. But I think he's not the one that's booking the bands and everything. Oh, I love bacon. Any questions about teaching? If they don't come in too fast, if I press on it, then I can read it. My chat's a little bit glitchy. Oh, wow. I just ate an avocado piece and it's like perfectly... Oh, it's working now. The chat's clear now. What's your favorite part about teaching in Cambodia? Nice. Oh, it's covering up again. Nighthawk says maybe they'll buy me a beer in a few weeks. My favorite part about teaching in Cambodia, well, like my answer will have to be not like comparing it to versus teaching somewhere else, because I've only been a teacher in Cambodia. So some of these things that I like about it might be true everywhere, but one thing I really love about it is it doesn't involve sales or the pressure for revenues as part of your day-to-day job all the time. I used to have a job that you're responsible for like profit and sales and revenue of a retail branch and everything, and you have targets and goals and that revolve around like squeezing more money out of someone, and I'm not like passionate about that. And I'm more like a creative. I like to be creative, and I like to be on the spot too. So that's, being a teacher is almost like you're performing. I have an audience all the time, and they have to do what I say. So it's kind of like, but like, it has nothing to do with sales or money. Like when you're doing your job, and then I like how it's a lot like performing. And the hours are reasonable. I used to work like 50 or 60 hours a week in Canada, and now it's like, it's 40 hours a week, but you're only teaching like 25 hours a week. You have spare periods half the time. But you cannot teach. What? Hold on, my chat is all... I can't see the first part of someone has written, you know, like something, 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 but you cannot teach. And I can't, because it's all covered up. Maybe if you're retired, you cannot teach. It's okay if you're retired back home. You just, if you're gonna work here, you have to have a working visa. All right, now we got 9 people. For the first like 20 minutes, I was like talking, maybe not, it's only been 26. For the first like 15 minutes, I was like talking to myself. I started a members section in my channel too. You're like, what does that mean? Well, if you're like a super fan and you want to support, it's like $3 a month. And what you get is I put exclusive videos there that only the members can see. And I'll do like one a month around that. And I tend to put the type of videos that I don't want students to see, or they're a bit more racy or exciting. So like, there's 2 there now. One is on, they sit in bars here, sometimes they have a tank of like nitrous laughing gas, and they fill a balloon up and they sell you the balloon, and you breathe it in. And I made a whole video about that. And I made another one about happy pizza, which is they put a special herb that makes it happy on the pizza. But if you want to see those, you have to be a member. And what some people have done, I've noticed in my analytics, is they sign up and pay the $3, watch those videos, and then they quit, so that they're not paying every single month. But they just wanted to see those 2 videos. So if you do that, it's like $1, or it's like, I think it might be $3.99. I forget what currency, because I'm Canadian, but I forget if it's showing me Canadian or American. But it's like $3 or $4. So like, you know, if you do that, you're only paying like $2 per video. Oh, it worked. Scarlett, is the work visa difficult to get? Does the employer help with the process? Or do you have to get a work visa before you apply to jobs? No, not before. Your job has to help you, because one of the documents you need is what do you call that? A letter of employment. And it's not like your school's going to be like, huh? What are you talking about? Like, they have to do that for every teacher. So there's like a template, and they sign it, and it has like a stamp on it, and they give that to you, and then you go to the visa place. You know, you would communicate with them ahead of time, and they'll tell you what you have to bring with you when you go there. And it'll be like that letter. You need your passport, obviously, because you have to give it to them, and you need your, like, a little photo, you know, like a passport size photo. I think you need 2, maybe 1 or 2. And what else do you need? And then in that same process, they'll also get your work permit going at the same time. Because same thing, you have to have a job first who's saying, yes, this person works here officially, and so here's the documents, and then they do it for you. It's contact, like the school will also probably send you to like the visa agent that they always use for everyone. Okay, here's the letter, blah, blah, go to this, ask for this person, you know what I mean? Like, because they do it for everyone who works there. So just let your school guide you through it. Oh man, it's glitching up again. When Scarlett Shaw writes anything, it's clear, and everyone else is like jumbled up. Let me try to click on it. Sam says hello. And whatever whatever anyone wrote before Sam said hello, I can't see because it got covered up by the hello. So yeah, go become a member if you want to see the crazy videos. I'm going to keep doing it. I think the next thing I want to do is do a drag show. They happen a lot around here. where like, you know, people dressed in drag like do put on a big performance, and it's always really fun and energetic and something to see, like pretty crazy to see. I was thinking too, I might start doing more, like lower the bar. I keep thinking, okay, it has to be something really exciting or really weird to be on my members page. But then you start, oh, that idea's not good enough and this and that, and then you end up not putting much on there. I'm thinking more like, what if I just was putting stuff way more often? Like whenever I I'm gonna go try that place and grab food over there. Just when I'm doing that in my life, I could turn my phone on and do a live. And even though that information might not be that important, but my members might still be interested because they've shown they're more interested in me because they're a member of my thing. So maybe, and then you'd feel like you're getting more out of it, right? If you're paying $3 a month, and then almost every week there's something popping up, and yeah, maybe it's me just trying a restaurant, or you never know what happens while you're out. Like someone walks up and starts trying to talk to me or something. So I don't know what you would call that, like just a casual live stream just for some part of my day that's happening. I might start putting those in my members section, even if there's no like real specific reason for the video. Because really anything is interesting, because it's like, you just want to see what it's like here. You guys saying more stuff? So what grade do you guys imagine teaching when you come here? That's one thing I always wonder. Do you imagine, like sometimes the mistake people think is that they're thinking about coming here to teach, and in their mind and they imagine themselves in the future, they're in front of a kindergarten class or in front of kids that are like 5 or 6, 7 years old. Is that what all of you are imagining? Or? But sometimes that discourages, they're like, oh my God, I hate little kids, or I can't handle all the screaming. And I'm here to tell you it's not like that. It doesn't have to be like that. I've been teaching grade 8, and that's the only grade I've ever been teaching. They're like 14 years old, so they're not like crying and pooping their pants. They're like young adults. I could talk normal, and I can make like dad jokes and funny. I can be funny with them. I could like be myself. I don't have to be like, okay guys, like put your happy face. It's not like, they're not like little babies. They're already acting like they're still young adults, but they're already starting to act like they're adults, right? Like they're already acting cool. So it wasn't at all like an annoying babysitting job. Like it was cool. What should I be for Halloween? I'm going to a Halloween store after this. Gotta start eating this faster. Oh. What's a DBS check? Someone asked, is there an equivalent of a DBS check? I can't see it anymore. To let you teach. I don't know what that is. Do you mean like a criminal record check? All you need is a TEFL or TESOL. They're considered like the same thing. And a positive attitude. The only way you could skip a TEFL is like if you had a degree in teaching or something. But still, they would probably say, why don't you get a... Because it's so easy to get a TEFL that, like... It's different teaching to people that are not from the same country as you. Like, so you get some training on that. Like, a lot of people wonder too, how can I teach them English if I can't speak Khmer? Like, how am I going to tell them, you know, this word in Khmer means this word in English? Like, how do I do that? And the answer is all of them already speak English, like, perfectly already. Basically. Some kids are better than others, but they're all, even in their own spare time, in their own free life, they all speak English to each other, like at lunchtime and everything. But, you know, their spelling is garbage, their grammar, they're not using the plural properly, or they're little things like, I will have not done that. It's not supposed to be I will not have done that. Like where do you put the not? Like they would mess up little things like that, but they can all speak English, so I can just explain myself in English and then they understand. Like, oh man. So someone asked, do you need a TESOL to volunteer? I don't think so. Because they would just be happy for your help. You'd be, like the older grades don't have any assisting. It's only for the like really young grades. I forget what grade it is. I think from grade 4 and higher, there's no assistance. Something like that. So often what your job is like if a kid starts freaking out, crying or something, then you go, and you help them. Or if you have to do the gross thing sometimes. They pee their pants and you have to go, whatever, take them away and clean them up or whatever, put them into their gym clothes or something, or, you know, or if two kids start fighting and like sometimes the teacher's up at the front of the room so they can't really reach it, and the assistant's on the side or at the back, so she can like reach over and go, hey, the assistant is kind of just controlling the kids, and any cleanup or any kids exploding or freaking out, they deal with it and grab it, so that the teacher can just teach and not get distracted. And often those jobs are like Khmer women, from what I've seen. But I've heard too, they don't want to hire guys in that job. It doesn't matter if you're Khmer or not. They would hire you from it. Like they would still hire you if you're not Khmer, but I think they won't hire you for an teacher assistant job for like little kids if you're a guy. They don't like doing that. I got emailed for an interview once for like grade 1, and I went there and they told me what I need to teach about. It was like the sound that EY makes, like smoky or monkey. I had to explain that for like a half an hour. And so I actually, part of my lesson plan, I wrote a sing-along song on acoustic guitar, and I brought in a guitar, and and the song had parts where I like stop and then they sing back, and they did it and it worked and all that. And I'm like, oh, I got this job. And then so I do the demo, and then after we talk, and then she's like, yeah, I don't know why my secretary emailed you, because we're only looking for a female, like for this age group. And the kids were even like, "Are you coming back on Monday?" It was a Friday that I did it. And I was like, "We'll see what your teacher says." Like, and I'm looking over at her like, "Oh yeah, eat it up." Like, and it's all about image is like 90% of what's important to them. Because the parents just get like a 10-minute glimpse of what's going on when they come pick up their kid from school. You know, and they don't want to see some guy like they would rather. And I guess that's what they're thinking. I think, you know what I mean? The parents are like, "This is where I'm sending my kid, and this is what I'm paying for," and all that stuff. And then they're like conservative and traditional, and they want it to look a certain way, kind of thing. Sorry, the chat's all buggy, so I gotta... Raven, how do you paid for the arcade if they don't use coin? Do you mean in the video you saw me doing the claw game? Oh, I see what you're asking. Because maybe at the mall there was a big arcade and all that stuff, but then I've mentioned here they only have paper money. Well, what they do at all the arcades is they sell you tokens, so they... Basically, that's it. You understand? I don't have to explain that more, probably. There'll be a machine, or there'll be a person, like at a cash register, with like a sign that tells you like how much the tokens cost, and you go, "Here's $5," and they go, "Okay, here's like 15 tokens," and then now you walk around with those, and you put all the machines will take that. Oh, there's a fly in my butter. And if you're interested in teaching or all the stuff I'm talking about or reading up about it more, you can check out the link in my description. It's to the Tesla course I took. If you go to that website, I think they have a spot on the website where it's like, put your email in and press go, and it sends you automatically like PDF of like information packages about like important things that someone in your position would want to know. I forget right now. I'm on the spot. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it'd be information about moving here, or maybe about visas, or what you can expect, and things you should be thinking about when you're about to move here. And like, it's a whole helpful information package, and all you do is put your email and say, "Yeah, send that to me," and you get and for free, so you can get some free info from the website by just put your email and it gives it to you. Someone wrote, "But you cannot teach." Who, me? I can teach. Sorry, everything everyone's writing is overlapping on each other, so I can't read it. What website, Joe? So it's in my link in my description. It's the course that I took. It's 4 letters. AVSE. AVSE. But if you just pop down the description, I already put a link there. And they also do everything I talk about. They do it in Phnom Penh. They also do it in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, and I think they're going to do Hanoi too. So if you want to do Vietnam, same thing. You can do it through that website, and you can do this course online at home too for cheaper. Or if you already have a TEFL and you just want help getting a job, they have a separate, it's called Teaching Jobs Abroad program, where you get a little bit of practice in schools, and they give you some lesson planning training, like specific to Cambodia, and then they line you up with a job placement, and you get to practice in a few schools too. I don't know if I already said that. They send you to real schools, and you observe a teacher, and then you actually take over the class for an hour, a few times. And then they line you up with job placements. And when you're in those interviews for those job placements, you could say, "Yeah, I tried that at grade level. I tried it, and I already have a few experience like teaching in that." All the times you observe and practice, it's like young people, older people, middle people. So you get to figure out what you like and all that. Sorry, I have to tap on it to see what people wrote, and sometimes I can't see everyone's. I was thinking you might have mentioned something else. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the same website I always talk about. But I never usually mention that. On that website, you can put in your email, and it'll send you a bunch of really helpful information. Sorry, I'm trying to read. Okay. Guy with retirement visa. Yeah, Joe's saying if you're someone that has a retirement visa and you think, oh, that means I can't work here, it just means you can't officially, legally, like on paper work here, but you could work for cash. Or it's the Wild West here. You can do if you have money, you can do anything. There's probably places that would love to avoid taxes and get their insurance less and all that stuff, and then they just pay you cash, and then you're kind of you're off the books, and you're not protected, and but like, how am I even protected really? Like, everybody just does what they want over here. I can only see like the very last thing someone wrote. So, Joe, because you corrected yourself, I can only see while. I can't see what you said before that. Oh, here we go. Should I go for private lessons only? You can make more. He's saying, could he? Joe's asking, could he make more teaching private lessons? I think so. But could you fill a whole day? I guess you wouldn't need to, but I don't know what people would be willing to pay. But these students that you're speaking of that you would be teaching privately, they're not going to be available nicely staggered all throughout the day. Like they're all going to be only available at between 4:30 and 6, and you can only take a few of them at that time. And like they finish their regular school and then they come see you or something. I guess weekends. But you'll have points in the day where you have lots of free time, but none of those people would be available to be your student at that time. So like it can be a challenge going privately, but yeah, I think you could make way more. Teaching online, you can make more too. But again, it's just hard to have enough students that you can have enough work. Especially at first. What is the fair price for a private 1 hour? I don't know. I've heard of music lessons being like, what did he say? I was just asking my buddy the other day. He's a music teacher. I think it's close to like 20 an hour for music lessons. So maybe around 20. What would be good is if you found a family that has like 4 kids and you're like 20, 20, 20, 20, you know what I mean? Like, so then you're getting 80 an hour and you're just teaching to all 4 of them at once. Like, get a little small bundle going. It's like you get that kid and his brother, and then their neighbor and their little brother, and they come over and $20, $20, $20, $20, like that. Then that sounds a bit better. Then you just have to work 1 hour a day. I knew a guy that once a week he would, he left now, but he had a neighbor that like on Thursday nights or something, he would hang out with them, and they would teach each other. He would teach the other guy English, and that guy would try to teach him Khmer. And then over time, he could talk to the tuk-tuk guy, or he could order stuff. He was actually learning Khmer. Holy cow, my chat's so messed up. What are you having for breakfast? How hard was it to get a channel going enough to make some money from it? It's really hard. So I was having a breakfast platter, but it's almost gone now. It's hard. I still don't, like, I'm monetized, but what YouTube pays me is about, it can depend, it can be different depending how much, if anyone donates in the chat or not. There's been a couple of months where one time someone gave me $100 and like, but like if no one sends me any money, then YouTube right now is paying me about maybe $60 a month, something like that, like for the ads. So, but I make a lot more money using my channel as a voice to tell people about the TEFL course. I'm helping people start a new life over here. Those referral commissions are much better than the $60. So that's why I mention it a lot, because I need to. Every video I make is like an opportunity that someone who's looking for that information, they might find my video, watch it, and then that might be the video I don't mention it or something, and then they go, oh, no. So I have to quickly say it in every video, sort of. It's enough of that egg. You know when you eat eggs and then you sort of, all of a sudden you just feel like that's enough egg for now. Oh, isn't that British? I should put beans on this toast. Beans on toast. Canadian tries beans on toast. So I'm pretty sure I'm right, but if you don't know, people in the UK love to eat beans on toast. It's like a really basic thing they love. Or like it's a common thing that like a bachelor guy that like doesn't cook and doesn't know how to make anything, he just would make beans on toast. It's like in Canada we would say all you can make is Kraft dinner, which is like Kraft mac and cheese. In Canada it's called Kraft dinner. Jesus, my chat is so glitched up. Can't see anything. Any expats doing Amazon FBA? I don't think so. That's when you like sell a product online, but you don't actually have any of the stock in your own house, right? You're just administrating them, the logistics and all that. I don't know, and as I grow, I can start to do more affiliate marketing maybe, or I could find a really good, find a good health insurance company and then talk to them and be like, you know, can you give me an affiliate link? Which means like if I recommend you to all the people that watch my channel that are coming here and they're probably wondering about, where should I get my health insurance? I could find a good one to be like, hey, check out this place if you need health insurance, and then that's a way I could maybe get some commission from that. But when you're small, the way they decide if they want to pay you or not is like how good your numbers look. And I'm still, even though I'm way past 1,000, it's still so tiny. Like I'm like 3,500 now, but it's diddly squat. Even 10,000. 10,000, I would start to feel like, okay, I'm not such a little schlub anymore. But you don't get one of those YouTube plaques till you get 100,000. I think there's no way I could get 100. I think I can get to like 10. Like 10, I don't have any doubts about reaching. And then it's going to start to be tough to. The niche for moving here and teaching is only so big, I think. And then once people move here and they start their life here, I've noticed there's no need to really watch my channel anymore because now they're doing it. So sometimes I lose people. They watched me for like a year, they used all my advice, they've come here and now they've achieved it, and then they're sort of they don't need to see videos about coming here because they're already here. Oh damn, I can't see what people are writing. Yeah, all the stuff he's saying about Amazon FBA, it's a job you can do online where you have an Amazon page where you're selling some product where you buy you buy it in bulk and it gets stored at the Amazon warehouse, and then you're selling it on your Amazon page for a price that is more than what you paid for the whole bulk of it. So then as people buy those things off your Amazon, it just automatically will ship from the Amazon warehouse, and so you never really had to touch anything or lift any boxes or like do anything. You just have it virtually. It's like a virtual store, and all the shipping and storing and everything is taken care of by Amazon. I'm sure they keep a cut of it or whatever, but if you pick the right little gadget or right little product and then you sell out of your thing, you can make a quick bunch of thousand people do it. But it's risky. Like, you buy a bunch of pallets of something and then no one visits your page and no one's buying it, and then you're like, crap. Then you invested in a bunch of boxes sitting in an Amazon. Then you have to lower your price until they start going. Yeah, if anyone's interested in working in Vietnam too, all the same stuff applies. Same website. They have a program here and Vietnam. All right. It's been like an hour. The numbers rose and now they've dropped off again. I think I'm going to end it here. I got to save some battery to get over to the Halloween store, and whatever I buy, I have to use my phone to pay for it too. Oh, what you saying? You guys look like you had fun doing Nirvana. Yeah, the last show was a Nirvana cover band and I went live for it. Some of it's hard to listen to because we're screaming and all that, but if you scroll to the very end, we did Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses as like our last song. And I was doing some funny bass lines to the camera. I had the camera behind me and I was like turning around, giving a show to the live stream, adding in a bunch of tasty bass lines, really cheeky, like into the camera. Anyways, until next time, remember. Oh yeah, before I say that, if you think of any more questions that you're like, oh crap, I wanted to ask that, I'm gonna read this last one here. Yeah, Mom was there in the chat. Yeah, I gotta go over to the Halloween store now, so remember, how you spend your days is the way you spend your life. It's never too late to start tripping out.